What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your Bryce Mitchell versus Ilia Topuria breakdown. I have been waiting forever to break down an Ilia Topuria fight. Last time, I think this is my first ever Ilia Topuria breakdown. I really do. I don't think I didn't break down the Jai Herbert fight because I was gonna break down the Mozart fight, but it just ended up never happening. But this fight, man, I know I get a lot of slack for this. Obviously, Hernandez versus Billy Quarantillo is my favorite fight of the card and the fight I'm most hyped about because stylistically, I think those guys match up really well, and I think it's going to be a barn burner. But this fight right here is big implications. My only issue is that I just feel like Ilya's going to steamroll him stylistically. I think Bryce is phenomenal. I really don't hate Bryce, honestly. Like, Bryce, I watched a lot of his fights, his last two fights. I'm really impressed with him. He's accomplished a lot more than I ever gave him credit for. When I first saw him fight, I didn't really think he would ever get to the point where he would have a win over Edson Barboza. And I'm not the biggest fan of Edson Barboza, you guys know that, but the fact that he has a win over him, I give him a lot of respect. But I just think the run ends here because Ilia is just a bad matchup for him stylistically. Ilia can wrestle, and the striking difference is massive, and the power difference is massive. And yeah, maybe Bryce can break Ilia through wrestling pressure and grappling pressure. He's done it before, and it could happen. I actually like the Bryce Mitchell-Mozart Evloev matchup better for Bryce than this matchup. I think this is a bad matchup for him. I think he's going to get hurt. Almost similar to, what's his name? Is it Damon Jackson? Yeah, Damon Jackson. I think he's going to get hurt to that level. I think this is a bad matchup for Bryce, and I think he's going to get smoked here. I like the fight, though. I really do. It's a good fight, very high-level fight. It's a good step up for Ilia. And, man, if Bryce can just... He does shock the world sometimes. Like, I didn't think he was going to beat Andre Fili, and I did not think he was going to beat Edson. So if you can go out here and beat Ilia Topuria, man, sky's the limit for this kid. This kid has superstar written all over him in terms of his ability to cut promos. I mean, not cut promos. I shouldn't say that like it's pro wrestling, but his ability to talk on the mic. People love him. He's entertaining. His fun interviews. I think he's a little out there with some of his. I mean, I have no issue with people that are very pro-gun, but I think it's kind of hilarious how he came at it with Ariel Helwani. So yeah, I'm not mad at the kid, man. He's kind of grown on me a little bit. He's a little funny. He's a little out there. He's a hillbilly. You know, don't get it twisted. But yeah, man. I wouldn't be mad. I would be mad if Ilia lost to this kid. I would be a little mad. But I get it, man. He's very, very entertaining. He's an interesting prospect. He really is. But I think Ilia's gonna smash him, though. I really do. I'm sorry. With all due respect to Bryce, I don't think Ilia loses this fight. I really don't. 10 out of 10 times, I think Ilia smokes this kid. It's just a styles issue, y'all. And I'm not really trying to come at Bryce hard, but it's just a style thing. But yeah, let's talk about the stats. I mean, Bryce Mitchell comes with a record 15-0. Fights at Arkansas, not Arkansas. I got caught saying that last Arkansas, age 28, a height of 5'10", and reaches 70. Ilia Topuria has a record of 12-0. That's the best thing about this matchup, too. They're both undefeated. It's fighting out of Spain, age 25, a height of 5'7", and reaches 69, man. Both guys young. I would say Bryce is going more into his prime. Ilia is just, man, sky's the limit. Like, this kid, him, Shavkat are probably the best two prospects in MMA right now, in all of MMA, and I'm saying that right now. And God, man, they're really good, man. Ilia's really good for his age. The way he fights. Obviously, he hasn't fought the competition, but just what I'm seeing in the fucking octagon, this kid's good. This matchup, man, let me talk about it. So, in terms of resumes, you have to go with Bryce. Bryce has fought way higher level of competition, and Ilia has not. That's just a fact, right? Ilia has beaten Andre Fili and Edson Barboza. And who else did he beat? Charles Rosa, which that's no, but those two guys right there, Edson Barboza and Andre Fili, have accomplished more than what Jai Herbert and Ryan Hall have combined together against those two individuals. Just individuals. If we just say Andre Fili, maybe you could say Ryan Hall's accomplished more than Andre Fili, but I'm rocking with Andre Fili all over Ryan Hall any day. And you can add fucking Jai Herbert to that mix too, right? But if you look at Ilia's last 5 fights, right, compared to Bryce's last 5, Jai Herbert, Ryan Hall, Damon Jackson, who's been on a run, by the way, and Yusuf Zalal, who is good, right? He's a good fighter. I like the kid. But you got Edson Barboza, phenomenal fighter. Andre Fili, phenomenal fighter. But Charles Rosa, that guy might not even be in the UFC anymore. Matt Styles or Sales, whatever. Didn't that guy just lose to Jordan Levitt? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Bobby Mafiette. You know what I'm saying? In total, I'd actually say Ilia's last 5 or last 4 fights have actually been a lot harder than Bryce's. Bryce really had to fight or had to show up in front of the spotlight his last 2 fights against Fili and against Edson. And honestly, Bryce has kind of got the push. Ilia hasn't got the push yet. They've kind of slowly, steadily, have him climbing up the ranks. But this is the big fight for him. And they know Bryce has some good wins, but he does not match up well with him stylistically. This is a horrible stylistic matchup for Bryce. I'm sorry, y'all. The UFC knows what they're doing. I'm telling you, it's horrible. Ilia can wrestle. That's one thing about Ilia's game that I feel like he hasn't shown really in his last 2 fights. I think people haven't seen it, but you go watch his Yusuf Zalal fight. He dominates Zalal in the grappling. That's how he won that fight. And Bryce, that's his main attribute, is his grappling. He cooks him to the bone. If Bryce can kind of get multiple scrambles and just keep going at it with Ilia, going for position, maybe he can tire Ilia out. But I don't think Ilia has gas tank issues. I don't think so. I think Ilia gets better throughout the rounds, in my opinion. I don't think he's a first round or bust kind of guy. So I think Bryce is fucked in this fight. I'm just being honest right here. I know some people are going to bring up, Jai Herbert dropped Ilia. And here's my debate to this. Jai Herbert's a lightweight. Ilia is a featherweight. Ilia's a former bantamweight, by the way. People don't bring that. He fought at bantamweight at one point in his career. The fucking height and reach difference was insane. And Ilia went out there, showed how good his chin is, by the way, taking fucking chin to chin like that, got up from that, and fucking murdered Jai Herbert. Okay? So I saw more good things out of that performance than bad things than a lot of people like to say, right? He fucking overcome the adversity. He picked Jai Herbert up, showed the wrestling too, fucking slammed him, and then decided to destroy him and desecrate him and fucking disrespect his whole entire bloodline in that fight, alright? So, yeah, I don't look at the Jai Herbert performance as a bad performance. Then we saw Ilia fight a grappler who was ranked at featherweight somehow, Ryan Hall, who, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And I enjoyed every fucking second of what Ilia did to that clown. But, and his fan base. But we saw what he did to him, right? So he wasn't scared to go in his guard. But obviously, Ryan Hall is a complete different kind of grappler than Bryce Mitchell. And with all due respect to Bryce Mitchell, I think Bryce Mitchell is 1000% better than some sucker named Ryan Hall. That you MMA fans decided to say everyone was ducking him. Y'all gotta live with that. Y'all gotta sleep at night knowing y'all said some shit like that. Jose Aldo ducking Ryan Hall, man. If I could find those fucking comments, man, suckers, punk mover, you suckers. I'm happy Ilia smoked him, but yeah. Back to the point. I've kind of rambled off for like a cool 9 minutes. My point is, at the end of the day, I just don't think Bryce matches up well with Ilia. Even Bryce's striking is really bad. His hands are bad. I know he dropped Barboza. Good for him, but that was more of like Barboza was worried about the takedown than the punches. And that's why Barboza got caught. Bryce doesn't look... When he's in the octagon, his striking doesn't look that bad, but when I seen him on pads, it's got awful. He looks horrible. So I think Ilia is just better than him everywhere the fight goes, and I think Ilya's gonna get a first round TKO or second round TKO. I think he's gonna fucking kill Bryce. It's gonna be a good fight, and if Bryce can make this a dog fight, he is the guy to do it. All right, he is the guy to make this a dog fight and try to cook this dude to the bone. But I do not think he could cook Ilia Topuria to the bone, and if he fucking tries, he'll find out that motherfucker's made out of steel, and you can't cook Topuria. Topuria gonna cook you. So I'm rocking with Ilia Topuria by first round TKO. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Love y'all and goodbye. Your boy eBay's out of here. Follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all and goodbye.